Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. We are doing our best to provide you with our daily episodes. In case it won't be possible due to power outages or missile strikes, don't worry, we'll come back to you as soon as we can. Meanwhile, you can support us by sharing information about the podcast, rating us in the apps, and by subscribing to our Patreon, following the link in the description to this episode. If you are not ready to commit yourself to monthly payments in support of the podcast, no problem. You can just send us a one-time tip via PayPal. The link is also in the description to this episode. My name is Artem, and here is the news. For 325 days, Ukraine defends itself against the Russian invasion. Yesterday, Russia conducted several missile attacks against Ukrainian cities, reports Ukrainska Pravda. One of the missiles hit an apartment building in Dnipro and destroyed part of it. The head of the Dnipropetrovsk military administration, Valentin Reznichenko, said that the number of dead who were recovered from the rubble of the building overnight had increased to 18 people. 38 people were rescued by rescuers from under the debris, dozens of people were injured. The search operation continues. Ukrainian Air Force spokesman Yuri Ignat informed that Russians used Ha-22 missile for a strike. This missile, along with 4 others of this type, were launched from a Tu-22 long-range bomber. The launches were carried out from the Kursk and Sea of Azov regions. This missile was designed to destroy aircraft carrier groups at sea. He clarified that the missile has a warhead of 950 kilograms. In the city of Dnipro, the authorities announced a 3-day mourning period for those who died as a result of a Russian missile strike. After the attack, advisor to the president's office Alexei Arestovich said that the missile flying over the Dnipro was shot down by air defense forces and exploded when it landed at the entrance of a high-rise building. These words were immediately picked up by Russian propagandists as proof that the results of the attack were not Russia's fault. The Air Force denied it. Commander of the Air Force of Ukraine, Lieutenant General Mykola Oleshchuk, informed that Ukraine doesn't have air defense systems that are able to shoot down this type of missiles. According to him, since the start of the full-scale invasion, Russia launched 210 of these missiles and none of them were intercepted by Ukraine's air defense. The commander said that only air defense systems Patriot PAC-3 and SAMP-T that Ukraine's partners have are capable of downing these missiles. Arestovich was widely criticized for making statements that are not based on facts and can damage Ukraine's reputation. In his evening video address, President Volodymyr Zelensky informed that Russia attacked with missiles civilian targets in more than 10 cities and regions of Ukraine. He said that the rescue operation in Dnipro will continue as it is not yet known how many people are under the rubble. Unfortunately, the death toll is growing every hour, said Zelensky. He expressed his condolences to relatives and friends of the victims. The president added that Russia also managed to hit critical infrastructure facilities in different regions. The most difficult situation with energy is in the Kharkiv and Kyiv regions. Repair crews are doing their best to restore power generation and supply as soon as possible. Out of more than 30 missiles launched towards Ukraine during the day, more than 20 were shot down. These are hundreds of lives saved, stressed Zelensky. The president believes that Russian terror can only be stopped on the battlefield, and for that Ukraine needs modern weapons from its partners. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, during a phone conversation with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, announced his country's intention to supply Challenger 2 tanks to Ukraine, reports Interfax Ukraine. The Prime Minister and President Zelensky welcomed other international commitments in this vein, including Poland's offer to provide a company of Leopard tanks. The UK will also supply Ukraine with 30 AS-90 self-propelled howitzers. According to The Sun, overall, the United Kingdom plans to give Ukraine 12 tanks, 4 of which will be transferred immediately, reports European Pravda. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.